So if we dismantled the patriarchy that gave you beautiful Las Vegas and all these buildings, what are women going to do to replace or make the new Las Vegas?
Okay, but as in 30 years ago, were women allowed to do that?
But then women have to be frontline on the military. You know, you can't just want the CEO jobs. You also got to dig the ditches. And do you think the average woman wants to do the dirty, ugly jobs?
I do not. I don't.
I thought you said you're not toxic.
I'm not at this point.
Did you lie to me?
No, if they did that to me, then it's just like if you get me, I gotta get you. That ain't toxic.
That's toxic as shit.
That's payback.
All right, guys, you're looking at the thumbnail. Y'all looking at the title of the video. Y'all already know what time it is. It is time to get active. We out here on the streets of Vegas, getting it popping, asking the questions and getting the answers that you guys want to see. You understand me? Kevin, what's up?
What's going on? What's going on? What is going on, man? Nieces and nephews, kinfolks and cousins, we out here in Las Vegas. I'm on the hunt for the elusive Shirley and Karen Maximus. Have not found them yet. Oh, looks like a potential candidate. She might need to buy a dog or die alone. Next.
Without further ado,
Why is it that a woman's love is more likely something that needs to be earned through courtship than a man's love?
Because women desire more things than men, I think. As in, like, love and affection. And men are like, let's get some.
schizo?
Let's get some.
Schizophrenic?
No, let's get some.
Oh, let's get some.
Yeah.
It's complicated. What about you?
I think that women just desire respect more than men do.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
So you don't think that men don't want to be respected by their lady in a relationship?
Oh, for sure. You just don't have to earn it. You just have to act it all the time.
So I guess the question is through courtship, why is it that women expect so much, and that's kind of the standard? Why is it not as even for men to expect as much from a woman?
Well, look at society. Society is always more for the woman, like the homemaker. She's the one giving you children. She's the one who's cleaning your house. She's the one who's doing your laundry. From back in the day. So you take those values that we've learned about as little kids from our grandparents, and then you see them now and you're like, men aren't the same these days. No, it's a different society.
So we're going to talk back in the day. I think also back in the day, men were sacrificed in war. So why is it not seen as an equal, if not greater, contribution?
I think because society views women as weak, and so that's why they weren't drafted.
Do you guys believe in that a patriarchy still exists in America?
Yeah, I would say probably.
Uh-oh! What's up?
that's a hard one.
So let me, can I ask a follow-up to that? So if you believe that a patriarchy still exists in America, you think that men are actively oppressing women in our society today?
I think it depends on the man, and it depends on how they grew up with the type of family, because we are kind of getting out of that type of society. But I mean, it takes time.
So if we say that it depends on the man, can't one assume that it's not a system put in place that we still live by today that is oppressing women? Because you're saying that there's maybe some men with some patriarchal type of views.
Yeah.
So wouldn't that disprove the original thing that you said?
I suppose, yeah. Here and there. We said here and there.
Uh-oh.
I got a question. So if we dismantle the patriarchy, who's going to build the world?
Women and men. Women engineers,
I'm an engineer.
Okay.
What percentage of women are in engineering school, would you think?
Oh, I bet you it's less than 20, probably maybe even less than 10. Yeah.
So, and then if you look at the infrastructure, power, transportation, which women are all capable of doing, but do women want to do those jobs?
Depends on the woman.
And women are free to choose to do them. So by the numbers, it's fair to say women have chosen that they don't want to.
I mean, who wouldn't want to stay at home and look pretty all day?
But that's the patriarchy.
But that, exactly.
It is. It really is.
There are men that do it. There are men that are stay-at-home dads. Yeah.
Probability and possibility, there's a difference between the anecdotal than the norm. So if we dismantled the patriarchy that gave you beautiful Las Vegas and all these buildings, what are women going to do to replace or make the new Las Vegas?
Okay, but as in 30 years ago, were women allowed to do that? Probably.
Yes.
Well, maybe they were, but was it normal for that? No. And
Women
it's
have
still.
chosen, women have chosen professions that are more people-based, humanities and things like this. But you take the good with the bad. That's what I'm saying. If we want to dismantle the patriarchy, all for it. But then women have to be frontline on the military. You know, you can't just want the CEO jobs. You also got to dig the ditches. And do you think the average woman wants to do the dirty, ugly jobs?
I do not. I don't.
Before the patriarchy.
No, I'm not. I'm more of a business person. I'm not gonna go out and. I mean, I'm an insurance agent, so.
What I'm saying, if the patriarchy has made the economy that makes it such that you can be a business person.
Yes, but
that a
do I
good
want to
thing?
work construction? No. Do I want to be drafted? No.
So you want men to continue to do those jobs?
Yeah.
Difference, because I'm completely opposite of her, and I would totally do it. I would be on the front lines. I would do like the hard work.
But
Would you be on the front lines if they didn't have special requirements for women? Meaning you had to do the same. Okay.
so if the military didn't change the standards for women, you would still want to do it?
Yes.
So there could be an argument there that you wouldn't even meet the standards for that, right? Like, let's say in the military there's like a 30 pull-up requirement. How much is it?
200-pound deadlift and a 75-pound pack. So most women have been able to do the 200-pound deadlift, but they didn't have the 75-pound pack. Plus, we've changed those standards to accommodate women. And do we get a more military-ready machine that way? Do you think Russia? Do you think China? Do you think they'd fear a group of men or a group of well-trained women?
I think they fear a group of well-trained soldiers. It doesn't matter, men or women. They are. It does.
And that's one thing I don't understand. Why women just resist understanding that you know.
Yeah, it's not.
This is why you don't see, in Las Vegas, when you go out, you don't see a group of well-trained female bouncers.
Because where I'm from, I do see a couple well-trained.
Is that the norm or is that the outlier?
I mean, it looks pretty normal to me.
My question is, this is an honest question. Why does that, the realities that we can see, why does that seem to confound or upset or frustrate women so much?
It doesn't necessarily frustrate me, or like, I can't speak for all women, but all I'm saying is that I would do it. I would go ahead and, test my limits and, give you a run for your money.
I want to set up a quick question for you guys, and I want to take a look at your answers. So let's say that you were hanging off the edge of a cliff, and you were blindfolded, and you were going to drop off that cliff, and you know that there's a man on the left side that will pull you up, or a woman on the right side that would pull you up, and you had to choose one or the other. You cannot choose both. Who would you choose to help pull you up?
Instinctively. It depends on what hand went up.
No, I'm saying, who would you choose, the man or the woman, to help pull you up? And your life depended on it, without knowing their body sizes and compositions.
No, I guess the man, yeah.
The man.
But it's just instinct. Like, if my other hand went up and it was the woman, I mean...
You might die.
That's okay.
You might plummet to your death.
The way he asked the question is, although it was you have to make a choice, the man or the woman. And that's what tends to confound women, because when asked a simple question that we all know the answer to, it's like, well, I'm going to find a way to split the difference, or find a way to not say man. Why do y'all go through that mental gymnastics when you know you're going to reach for the man, the person is going to give you the best chance to survive, which happens to be the man?
Society tells you men are stronger. If you look at...
Is that society or data?
No. Society doesn't tell me. Observable reality tells you that.
I suppose, but even how you were talking about military standards, they're higher for men because men, I think, are more capable of... Yes.
My hand strength is 17 times more than yours. I can lift stuff. You guys are small.
Pull me up the cliff.
No, I'm actually going to push you to the back, and I'm going to go fight. Because you're going to be back servicing the soldiers, helping the soldiers, and we're going to go win the war.
Women are more nourished, like, what is...
Nurturing?
Yeah, nurturing.
Gotcha, girl.
You don't need nurturing Marines.
What I'm saying is, I would have the opposite opinion as her. Nope, I'm not doing it.
My point is, we're to the point to where we're sitting back trying to say, well, women can do this too, and it's not as though you can, is should you? What country in the world mobilizes its women and girls to go fight an army of men because of equality?
That's true, but all that matters is that the women who do want to do it have a choice to do it.
They can't. They can't meet the standards. Okay, the best MMA woman is not going to beat the worst MMA man.
I agree. I
There
agree.
we go. So if it's about if it's about protecting your home and everything else, you're not going to say, well, let's give women a shot. You're going to say, no, we can have that after you beat those people. We want to live. And see, that's the beautiful thing about this bad old patriarchy. It gives you all this stuff, and it gives you the ability to choose. You know one thing? Feminism is a first world option. You don't have these options in third world country. Survival is paramount. And that's all these conversations are about. And men accept those things. It's just funny to me. It's funny to us men that so many women know the truth, but you just like, it sticks in your throat. It's almost like women are living opposite of reality, and you just want to have the choice to be able to do it. Is that what we're hearing? Choice? Is that what matters more, the choice?
I don't want to do it. I don't want to be in the front lines. No.
Is this all new information for you guys?
It's kind of like a new perspective, I guess, because I don't really look into it like that. I just see people as like people, all equal.
So what do you think are the contributing factors that have led to kind of thinking that from a physical perspective we are more equal than we are different between men and women?
Okay.
Did we even ask that question? Are we equal? Say that again. Are we equal? Are men and women equal?
Physically?
Period.
I think that physically men would be stronger, but I think mentally, I think that they could be pretty equal. Just because, I was a chicken STEM for all of high school, and so when you go to robotics competitions that are international, you see that each team has less than probably 20% as women. I was on a team of 40 people, and there's less than 10.
It's not because from a biological standpoint that we're that much different. It's because women choose different.
Well, can I ask a question? Why are women offended at the general idea that men are better or more capable than them when they typically choose to date superior men?
Because no one wants to lose. No one wants to be the underdog.
You don't want to lose in a war either.
Yeah, okay.
Now you want to lose the conversation.
We're not losing a fight.
It's just like the word better. Like, why is that a thing? Like, a man is better than me at what?
Second place is the first loser. I'm better. It's better. We were better. You're not in Boise, Idaho right now because Las Vegas is better. You have Hard Rock on. You don't have on TGNY because it's better. Why do we accept better everywhere else between us? And here's the thing. We accept that, but it's like women today almost don't want to hear the fact that there's a hierarchy and there's winners and losers. But y'all do it. You look nice because you get better results. All those things are accurate or true.
So what I heard is I look nice.
Because you chose, but what is, like, women don't like, a lot of women don't want to be objectified, especially in corporate America. But then they send women to go in and put on their makeup, look great, high heels, this, and I'm like, well, then what is this stuff doing? It's simulating a more sensual look. It's almost like you want to penalize men for being men, but you want women to be free to be whoever.
So because somebody puts makeup on and does their hair, that means that they're being more sexual as a person?
What does red lips indicate?
It looks great with my skin tone, and they plump them up.
What does red lips and blush indicate to the human psyche, the male psyche?
I'm not sure, I'm not a man,
Sexual flush. Sexual flush. That's why I'm an image consultant in real life. This is why red is associated with sexuality, because in the heat, when you get excited, sexual flush, blood rushes to your lips here. That's why. You may think it looks great, and it looks great to us in a different way. It's sexual.
So what if you're doing business with a woman and you look sexual? What does that do for anybody?
What is a lot of men today that choose to kind of opt out of alone time conversations with women in the corporate environment because of how it can be misconstrued?
I'll take that. What if you're doing business with a woman and it's what? Sexual?
You look presentable as in a sexual way. How does that benefit anybody if you're working among women?
Women leverage their looks to their advantage, as you should. Women leverage our power and our status to our advantage, as we should. On my way up here, I had 2 showgirls slap me on my ass and tell me, ooh, looking good. If I did that, I'd be in handcuffs. I got it on camera, by the way, guys. See, it's okay. It's one thing. I don't begrudge women looking good. I come from sales. You don't really see unattractive salespeople because they don't sell products. You don't see slovenly, overweight, unattractive salespeople. People put women out there, especially, and women know this. So if you're willing to accept that double standard because it benefits your career and your finances, you take it also what comes with it. You can't say, look at me and how nice I look. Then if a guy hits on you, it's toxic masculinity. Which one is? You can't have both. You got to choose.
I think there's a time and a place to hit on somebody. And if we're talking about workplace, if a lady looks nice, that's not an innuendo to be like, hey,
30%
let me
of married couples meet at work.
I don't doubt that.
So that's bullshit. The time and the place is when women say it's okay for them, but it's always wrong for us.
Do you think it's true women often find attractive men cute and romantic when an ugly one doing the exact same thing is creepy?
Personally, I mean, if it looks like maybe...
What's the difference between a catcall and a compliment?
Huge respect.
Well, I mean...
Well, how do you define respect when approaching a woman?
The difference between a catcall and a compliment is whether they think you're hot enough.
Well, it could be the manner on how somebody does it. Like, if you were to walk up to me like, hey, you look really nice today. I like your red lipstick. Or
No, but if that's a homeless person that says that, are you going to take it the same way?
yeah, probably. There's no difference between a...
Corporate America, the difference between sexual harassment and an accepted advance is just whether or not the woman likes you.
I suppose, but to the question that you asked, it is, are you being respectful when you do it? So if a homeless man came up to me and that he was like, grab her by the... I don't think you can say that on there, but yeah, if you say that, probably I'd be like, get away from me. But if he was like, wow, you look really nice today, or you look nice, ma'am, something like that.
Understand that respect is subjective. What you may consider respect, I may consider to be, you may consider one standard respectful and another. The women who hit me on my butt, they thought they were being playful. But if I were to do the same thing, we know in the society we live in, that would be not to be tolerated. See, it's the double standards that the patriarchy allows women. You get to make the rules that suit you when you want to, and men are just saying, look at the hypocrisy of it all. And I think that's what this conversation proves. Men have to approach you the right way, and it has to be respectful. But you don't have an LED readout on your head that tells us those instructions. We just got to go shoot our shot. And if it goes wrong, then what? Then men have a problem on their hands. When a woman does that, no real consequence.
That's a very true double standard.
Boom, mic drop. Let me ask you guys a quick question as well. Do you think that pretty privilege exists in our society? And if so, what are the pros and the cons of it?
I do think they exist. I used to be super, super fat and didn't wear any makeup, which I don't think makeup makes you look pretty. But I saw in my life a 70-pound weight change, and people treat you 100% different.
To the opposite side of that, I've actually been like this weight my whole life, and what comes with pretty privilege is a lot of jealousy and hatred. So with that, you just have to, I don't know, I'd say just consider yourself just a human.
So why do you think there's so much talk in our society about things like male privilege and white privilege, but we don't talk about beauty privilege?
I'm in sales, and people tell me all the time that I'm the best in the company that I used to work for because I had pretty privilege. And it's not. It's treating them like a human being and doing your job right and taking into consideration what they're saying and actively listening to them. And so people can assume that you have pretty privilege, but do you do the same things that I do? And do you talk to people the same way I talk to people? No, probably not.
I want to ask a question also about compliments also. If you receive a compliment from a man and a woman, does it have different meaning to you if it's the exact same compliment?
Yes.
So isn't there a double standard there as well?
Women are better because they're most likely trying not to sleep with you. They're just genuinely enjoying
So if a
what you
man's
have.
trying to sleep with you, why is that often seen as having the wrong intention?
It's not. There doesn't mean it's the wrong intention, but if you say it in a, I don't know how, in a like gross way. I don't.
Well, once again, haven't we established that a guy can do the exact same thing, and it's, if a guy is attractive, then it's a compliment, and if he's unattractive, then it's harassment.
Technically, no. We actually proved that, or said that that wouldn't be a thing. It would just depend on the way you came up to me.
So if a homeless guy hit on you, it would have the same meaning as if, a guy who was a rock star, celebrity, high status man would?
Yeah, you take the compliment the same way. Maybe the reaction wouldn't be would be different. Like say if it's a homeless person.
So I'm gonna challenge that because I think it's sort of bullshit. So like, let's say I was walking by you, and I said, listen, you look absolutely beautiful today, and I put my hand on your shoulder in order to establish contact, versus if I did that, versus if someone who you find extremely unattractive did the exact same thing and put his hand on your shoulder in Vegas. You don't think that you would take the way that I did that differently than the way someone that you find unattractive or a homeless person would?
We were actually just talking about this on how you shouldn't be touching anyone. We literally just had this exact conversation that because people are like, have a nice day, don't touch me. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter. Obviously, yes, it would be, like to answer the question, it would be more memorable if it was a homeless person because there's other things that come with that image. And maybe some other mental things, like you don't know what they're going through.
So you say so people shouldn't touch. So the thing is, like, what I often think is very important for men to do on the first or the second date is to establish like a touch, break the touch barrier, right? So like, when you walk into a door, maybe you put a hand on the small of the back or the elbow, right? When you open the chair, when they go to sit down, maybe you put it on the top of their back as in order to kind of guide them in. So you say that you have an issue with touch, but oftentimes women find breaking the touch barrier very attractive. The confidence of the man comes out in that particular situation.
I think that's two different things. If you're on a first date or a second date, I already have allowed that to happen. And if it is somebody that you meet on the street in Vegas, doesn't matter if it's a very attractive man or a homeless person, don't touch me.
So I don't know if you remember this, but when we first had the conversation, I did touch you on your elbow when I wanted to say, can we have a conversation about that?
Cute.
Uh-oh. So there goes the whole argument. So if I was a homeless person and I did that, you'd be like, oh, you're running away from me, right? So can we call BS on some of the arguments that you guys placed forward as to say that you wouldn't treat it differently if it wasn't me versus a homeless person?
Yeah, you didn't touch
But
me.
I did touch her.
You definitely didn't touch
Break
me
the touch
or
barrier.
something.
You would have said something?
Yes, I don't like that.
So I just chose correctly?
I guess so. 'Cause
All right, hey guys, so we're going to show you a meme right here. We just want your thoughts regarding the meme, all right? So you'll see 16 to 30, I don't need no men. 31 to 36, where did all the good men? Where are all the good men? 37 to 45, I'm still young. 46 to death, I made a mistake. Last words, I blame men. Any thoughts regarding this meme?
That's right. You blame men all ages through. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
It's their
It needs to
fault.
switch the ages from 3 to death.
So why is it always men's fault? Let's get in there. Let's talk about it.
Because it's always your fault, and y'all should take responsibility.
So you're saying men are not accountable for their actions?
Nope, not at all.
Are you guys single in a relationship?
Both.
What? Is it complicated? That's the name of the channel. It's complicated?
Yeah.
So you're single and in a relationship?
Yeah.
So isn't that a little bit confusing? So, okay. So let's say I wanted to date you and you said, huh?
It depends on the day. So if it's maybe Monday through Thursday, I'm in a relationship. Friday through Sunday, I am single.
Yeah.
Is that by choice? Do you want to just be in a relationship?
It depends on the person. If you take me to a relationship mode, I would be in that, but haven't nobody got me there. I've been in a relationship twice my whole life.
Is it fun being single and in a relationship at the same time? Like what value does that provide?
It's exciting because you never know what's going on. You don't know.
I like to be in a relationship. I'm a cuddle buddy, but I just can't cuddle with anybody. We gotta have the same vibe.
Isn't that called friends with benefits?
It's called a cuddle buddy.
So
if I'm in a relationship, that's what I'm gonna cuddle with, but
So let me try to restate a question. So do you think it's more beneficial to have friends with benefits or to be in a relationship with someone that you actually bang and vibe with?
I don't know. it's like it'd be cool to be in a relationship when it's your person.
It gotta
And
be
y'all
the right
click
person.
and y'all, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
So-
But like, other than that, it's not.
So you guys think it's men's fault why you are single and in a relationship at the same time?
Yeah, most of the time, me and my man was breaking up because I hear some stuff about him from other people. So we'll be broken up, but then I love them, so I go back. Like, just the, back and forth game. So
I have a question for you.
Wait, just one second. So I think a lot of us kind of identify with that up and down and that toxicity in, thinking that the kind of more toxic the situation or the more instability within the situation, the more that you like and or love that person. True or false?
True.
Why do you think that is? Like, why do we have a culture that puts toxicity on a pedestal?
See, that's not all
probably
right,
because
though.
that's what they used to.
But aren't you a part of they?
I'm not toxic.
I'm toxic. I ain't gonna lie.
Uh-oh.
I am. I try not to be, but it just be it get me there.
I'm a
trying not to
lover.
be.
I'm a lover, ain't I?
Yeah,
I'm the
she
lover
a
one.
lover.
Let me ask you guys a question. How would you rate you guys on a scale of 1 to 10?
For what? What we rating on?
Like,
Relationship
yeah,
wise?
No, like if a guy is just looking at you and saying, would rate you on a scale of 1 to 10, like what would you rate yourself? Scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, I'm a 10.
Me too. Definitely a 10.
Yeah.
If you can't see that I'm a 10, then yeah, I shouldn't.
So
talk.
wait, are you telling me there's no room for improvement?
It's always
It's
room
always,
for improvement.
yeah.
But that's not gonna take away from me being a 10 either.
So if you could improve one thing about yourself, what would it be?
Forgiveness. I have a hard time forgiving. If I'm in a relationship with somebody and they do some shit that I don't appreciate, I'ma keep throwing it up and bringing it up to you because you shouldn't have did that whole ass shit. You shouldn't have did that to me. So then I get cuckoo.
I thought you said you're not toxic.
I'm not at this point.
Did you lie to me?
No, if they did that to me, then it's just like if you get me, I gotta get you. That ain't toxic.
That's toxic as shit.
That's payback. That's how what they say will go.
Why can't you just walk away, mama?
I do walk away. I just walk away that I like to walk.
How many windows have you broken in your life? How many cars? Let's get in there.
One car.
Uh-oh.
Never broke a window, but I did steal my baby daddy car.
She big toxic.
I parked it at my auntie house, and it was missing for a week. He didn't know where his car was at. I told him to call the police and find him. He called the police, but he hung up. He was scared he might go to jail. So I knew all of his fears, so I just hit him with his fears. I maced him, turned off the water downstairs so he couldn't wash his eyes. But that's the old me. The new me, I'm not like that anymore. And it was fun as hell. So ladies, if y'all man cheating on y'all, beat his ass. Beat his ass.
Do you hit men?
Beat their ass.
Do they hit you back?
Never got hit back ever in life.
Do you think it's not right that? Well, let me try to phrase it like this. I think like the idea that you could so like if I'm if I'm like fighting with a dude, we kind of expect, even if it's like a verbal altercation, we kind of expect that it can rise to the occasion of it being physical. Oftentimes, men, when they deal with women expect I can hit you, but you can't hit me back because we kind of all grew up thinking that men can't hit women. So I guess why is there different standards for men versus women when it comes to altercations like that?
Because, well, it depends on a woman. Because, like, I'm going to probably, hit on you, but it ain't going to be like death hit. A man will knock you out. Like, really knock you out. Like, I'm going to do some stuff, but I ain't going to go. Like, I know how far to go with a man. You don't know the man that you dating. You know his things that you can push his button to make him go crazy.
Yeah, and I'm
like,
not
my
gonna
baby daddy, I knew he wasn't going to go crazy on me because he loved me. So I just know I had a little leeway to be able to do things. But if he was like a new person, I wouldn't do that.
But knowing that they can knock you unconscious, isn't that the reason not to hit men?
Not if it's my baby daddy.
No. No. I mean, maybe.
So then should
get knocked out,
so should men be allowed to hit women then?
No, absolutely not.
So you just want free reign to smack on men while we can't hit you back?
See, but the reason.
It's
why
the
am I
reason behind
hitting
it.
you?
Ain't like you doing it for free.
Like,
They
why
did
am I
something.
doing that? You know what I'm
Like why can't you keep your hands to yourself?
No, like why did you have to cheat for me to put my hands on you?
Because you
ain't
shouldn't
have to
be
do it.
cheating.
You ain't
So
have
if
to
you
lie
wasn't
about
cheating,
it.
I wouldn't have to put
And
my
then
hands
most of the
on
time, it ain't like women just coming in beating somebody's ass or beating up on you. Women are precious. We lovers for real. But it be a man at the lie 500 times, then you know your blood get to rising, and you don't even know you about to knock. You know,
And next thing you
it
know,
just
you just
come.
boop, and it just be like, damn.
That was strong form right there. I like that. I like that. You know what I'm saying? What, like this? Like this? Is that how you supposed to? From back here? So why do you guys think that that women are kind of allowed more leadway with toxic behavior or being able to be physical or emotionally more abusive towards men than men are allowed back?
Men are toxic too.
Can I ask a question?
Go.
Okay, are you more likely to see physical abuse from men to women or verbal abuse from women to men?
Verbal.
Verbal abuse from women
And
to
I'm
men.
not discounting the physical abuse, but why is verbal abuse so rarely talked about?
I don't know, cause I think they so used to it.
It's
right?
an abuse too. Like even though they ain't putting their hands on you, they saying hurtful things that hurt your feelings, or like saying stuff that make you mad. Like that's still abuse to me.
Yeah, that's the reason we be wanting to fight them, because the shit that they say, like
So what do you think is worse, physical or emotional abuse?
emotional. Well, hold on.
So you guys hurt us more, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Well-
it's both. I'm gonna say both, because it depends on who the person is. Like, how physical are we going here?
Cause if I hit you, that's gonna hurt you. And if I say you a bitch or your mama a bitch, that's gonna hurt you too.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
well, I think I think the physical abuse, you can kind of see it. The emotional abuse can go undiagnosed, and I think the undiagnosed and emotional abuse actually leads to a lot of people control alt deleting off the face of this earth, and it's unfortunate. But you guys say that kind of women do that more to men than men have physical abuse towards women more. So I guess why don't we talk more about the emotional abuse?
I'm not gonna lie. When I get mad, I say crazy shit and I say hurtful shit. So, cause I know that's gonna hurt you and it's gonna hurt your feelings. But that's just because I was hurt. So if you don't hurt me, then we ain't got nothing.
Are you doing anything to actively work on the previous trauma in your life to be better in relationships?
I'm trying for real. I'm really trying to work on my attitude and work on myself.
Have you gone to therapy?
No. Cause I can't talk to nobody about. I'm rather talk to my friends or talk to her. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna go pay all this money to go talk to somebody that don't even know me. I feel like it's a waste.
So I think that part of the benefit is to have a professional. So you could talk to your friends and they can kind of enable your behavior, right? Like, both you guys, I know you said that you're not toxic, you said that you are toxic, but like, you know what I'm saying? If you do something toxic and then you say, well, yeah, girl, keep doing it again, but it's toxic in nature. But a therapist,
I be telling my friends the truth. Like, I'm the go-to person with my friends. I tell them the truth. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Me personally, I'm a cold-hearted person. And when I say cold-hearted, like, I don't too much go back and forth with no guy. I went through it one time with my child father. I'll never do it again. So if you don't treat me how, I'll walk the fuck out your life so quick. And like my friends, they'd be going, I ain't going back. They'd tell you, like, they be like, Arnice, you gotta have a heart. Shit, I got one, but I ain't finna let nobody play on it either. Like, I ain't no back and forth type of person. I just.
Why are men taught how to treat women, but women aren't taught how to treat men?
I feel like, well, actually, I was just telling my auntie this. I feel like men, as a child, when they grow up, we teach them to be hard. Like, your son 4, you be like, get up, don't cry, you a man. But then when they get older in life, we want them to be emotional to us. We want them to tell us what's going on, but their whole life, they was told not to.
Why do women want men to be emotional, when the man's feelings are typically the last ones considered and are often made fun of?
Well, not for me. My man, that's different for me. So my man feelings count just as well as I do.
Because I feel like you, even though you're a man, you got feelings. You feel just like I do. Like it ain't.
Well, why do you think that there are some women who find expressions of male emotion to be seen as weakness?
Because they would say you acting like a female or you acting like a girl or something like that. Because that's just how other females
That's because
think.
a lot of people weren't raised around males too. Like, a lot of women probably wasn't raised around a father figure, so they don't really know. They just know man's supposed to be hard. That's all they know about man. That's probably what they was taught.
Do you think that women should aspire to be independent career women or aspire to be wives?
Can you be both?
Both of them.
Because I don't want to just sit back and be your wife. You could walk out any day, and I'm left with nothing. But if I could still be a career person and still be a wife, I still could cook and clean.
Do you think that most women can have it all?
Yes, I feel like I have it all.
But you have a relationship and a booty call, right? So like that's not having it all, right? I thought you said you had a boo-boo. I thought you said you single and in a relationship.
I said
She
that.
said she was single.
Okay,
I'm
my
single
bad, my
and in a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you bring to the table?
I am the table.
Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Interview done. Mic dropped. You are the table.
I am the table.
The entire table.
The entire table.
What does that mean?
I fight, like, financially can take care of myself. I support myself. I'm not saying that you can't come to my table or we can't put our tables together and have brunch, but I'm definitely a full package
What can you offer a man that no other woman has?
that no other woman has. I don't know, because I don't know what other women really got.
I mean, I would say more like
loyalty, but I
personality
can't
and
say
shit.
that I'm the only person that can offer loyalty, too.
I would
So-
say personality, because everybody's personality is different. So, like, you can have everything in the world, but then you can have a fucked up ass personality. Like,
Yeah.
nobody want to even.
You can be beautiful, but your attitude can make you ugly as hell.
Would you guys say that you understand what men want in women?
No.
So if you don't, how do you know that you so if you don't understand what men want, how do you know that you bring them anything to a table?
I said I was the table.
No, that's what I'm saying, but
But I honestly don't feel like men know what they want. I'm a tomboy, to be honest, so
can I tell you what I want?
what you want?
Because then I want you to tell me if you can bring this to a table. Because it's very important, right? Because when you say bring it to a table, you know, if you kind of consider that table being something that a man would want to accept, you would probably need to know what that is before you say, I am the table, right?
That's your table, though.
What you want?
That's my table.
that's
Not,
your table.
but we can generalize what most men would want. So if I said I would want someone that knows how to bring peace,
Yeah, happiness.
right? Right? That knows and understands her feminine nature, right? And then knows how to deploy that within a relationship. So when I say femininity, do you guys understand what I mean? Femininity? So there's masculine and feminine traits and behaviors established with men and women. So within femininity, there's like a trait of things that a woman typically would bring to a man that men typically find attractive within that. So femininity, being able to inspiration, beauty, attractiveness, things like that. Being able to understand the power of her tongue, right? Because I think dudes are really susceptible to the mouth of a woman.
You saying, can I bring that to the table?
Well, I'm just naming all of these things that I think dudes in general are kind of looking at, because I think there's a lot of women that say, I am the table, but then you ask them, well, what do dudes generally look for? And they're like, well, I don't know.
So you asking me, what's the question you asking me, though?
If you
I
could
see what
bring
you're
all of
saying.
that to the table.
So the question is what do you bring to the table? Yeah.
Everything you just named for me.
Yeah,
Peace,
I would just say my
happiness.
mouth. What you say, like my
Comfort.
tongue and all of that. Yeah, that's probably the only problem. Cause I don't know when to shut the fuck up.
Do you think women care more about what men should want, or what men actually want?
Probably what men should want.
Should.
So does a woman have the right to define
Who a man is? No.
right?
I mean-
But then why do women often walk around talking about what a real man is?
Because they probably was told from somebody else who probably never had a real man.
So how do we fix that?
Fix what? Tell them what a man is.
Yeah, how do we how do we help more women understand what men want?
I mean, I look for who look for me. I mean, I'm not gonna judge you who you are. I ain't gonna say you're not a man because of the actions you take place. You may not just be the man for me, and that's cool. That's not gonna make you not a man. It's just not what I'm interested in. I shouldn't, feel like I shouldn't be me because of your interest, and you shouldn't feel like you shouldn't be you because of mine.
And if you want all this in a woman, like this girl can have everything that you just described, right?
Mm-hmm.
But her attitude is ugly, or like she's more masculine than feminine.
Yep.
So like I feel like they be saying what they want, but then I don't think you're gonna get all of what you want in a person. Like you gotta just take what mostly that you can get.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's gonna be flaws, there's gonna be all type of stuff that you don't like about it. But then it's also like all this stuff that you do like about it.
You could
about
build a
her.
person up too.
So-
So, like if a person like you and love you, they'd be willing to do stuff that they not interested in just to make you happy. So it just depends on the person that you with.
Yeah. No, I like that answer. And I think like, you know, there has to be like a baseline, you know what I'm saying? So to go from women not generally understanding what men want to having them understand what they want, at least is a place to start. But
Yeah.
within the context of understanding that ain't no one going to be perfect.